The story focuses on a 19-year-old university freshman, Jong Hae, who always wants to live a normal life. But suddenly in the middle of his class, a beautiful girl with pink hair called Zia Zidong comes to his class. She is very popular at the university because of her beauty. Her presence makes the class in uproar. Zidong walks towards Hae and tells him that currently she is carrying his son. Hae is startled and shocked to the point that he even doesn't know her. The whole class is excited, even the news has spread widely. He escapes from the pursuit of others. They are after her until Hae is finally seized by the girls. One of them is Tang Xuan, the leader of the sports club. Tang questions Hae regarding the news. However, she starts acting weird as if she is Hae's girlfriend. A few moments later, a girl arrives and hugs Hae. She is Lin Yuan, one of the top students at school. Lin Yuan claims she and Hae have had 2 sons. Doesn't admit that. Hae gets slapped by her. Tang Xuan and Lin Yuan begin to fight over Hae, and Hae takes this chance to escape from both of them. But they chase him until he gets to the rooftop. However, Zidong is already there waiting for him. Hae is cornered and he begins losing his temper. He scolds the girls and intends to jump from the rooftop. Desperate, he releases his grip and jumps off. At that time, a girl appears flying in front of him, followed by the time stops. Hae falls down in slow motion.
他们3个我一个都不熟悉。你们要是再逼我，我就从这里。人渣，你哄谁呢？快抓住他！轰轰烈烈，可这一点。时间。
The girl scolds him and asks if he had eaten the Cupid chocolate. He then remembers he found a chocolate cake and took a bite. The girl explains that the cake makes the people who eat it fall in love. He remembers after took a bite of the chocolate cake he gave it to the group of girls. Now he realized why the girls are crazy for him. The girl introduces herself as a Cupid named Meitada, who is in training stage. Hae spills his anger on her because his peaceful life is ruined. However, she doesn't care about that. Later, she explains that he can overcome this matter by granting the girl's wish. Thus it will release them from the spell, and Hae can get his normal life back. Shortly, time starts to run normally and Hae hides from the pursuit of the students. But then he remembers about Zidong and he starts looking for her. Afterwards, he invites her to go to a certain place. They go to the hospital to check if she is truly pregnant. The result says she isn't pregnant. Hae is happy to find it and he takes her home to explain the matter to her family. Arriving at her house, he is surprised to see that Zidong is from a wealthy family. At first, he is welcomed warmly, but after his identity is discovered, he gets beaten by the guards. Zidong rescued him and brings him to her room.
大小姐居然爱上这种废物，竟然还……
下次我一定会加油。
想努力什么？你们，小姐。
In her room, Hae finds her biggest dream is having lunch with her father. Zidong wants it badly as her father is very busy with his work. Hae immediately grabs the phone and calls her father to meet him. Hae and Zidong's father finally met. Hae begins to advise Zidong's father and asks him to care for his daughter instead of working all time. After convincing her father, he finally manages to melt his heart. However, because he is still afraid, he just walks away. Finally, the spell that once tied Zidong is finally lifted. The next day, Hae goes back to school. At school, Zidong meets him again. Strangely, Zidong can remember all the incidents from before. Hae immediately screams loudly, calling out Meitada. Meitada explains that even though the spell is lifted, her normal memories will not be erased. It means that what her feeling right now comes from her heart. Suddenly, a girl with sword appears. Her name is Zuli, Hae's childhood friend. For some reason, she has yandere attitude towards Hae. She attacks Hae boldly and threatens Zidong. Then, Zuli's mother arrives to stop her. Both of them are involved in a battle, which is won by Zuli's mother.
你给我适可而止！你从哪儿冒出来的？你费尽心思从……闭嘴！让给我回去！休想！我是不会同意你们
After her defeat, Zuli's mother takes her home. After their departure, Hae talks to Zidong about their plans for the next day. Hae goes back to his class. On the way, he meets Tang Xuan, who slaps him out of the blue and asks to break up. Hae doesn't care about that and shouts at her. Tang Xuan walks away and vents her anger out on the boys at the sports club. Heiai, who witnessed this scene, approached Tang Xuan and stopped her, causing they are involved in a fight. Tang Xuan leaves him and is restless. The next morning, Heiai remembered that he has an appointment with Zidong. Zuli, who finds out, locked him in the room. But Heiai is resourceful. He gets out of the window and heads to the place where they promised to meet at. Heiai and Zidong enjoy their date on the cosplay festival. On the other hand, Zuli finds out that Heiai has gone out. Therefore, she intends to find him. On the anime cosplay festival, Heiai meets Tang Xuan, who is taking part in the festival. Despite her tough figure, she is fond of anime cosplay. Seeing Heiai and her friends are coming to the event, Tang Xuan rushed to leave the event site. She drags Heiai and Zidong along with her. She gets upset with Heiai. Furthermore, she explains why she ran away from her friends. As Heiai listens to her explanation, he scolds her and asks her to show her true self to them. But she is stubborn and doesn't take his words. Shortly, the anime festival is about to start. Tang Xuan wants to take part in the competition, but it needs 3 people to compete at the anime festival. Therefore, Zidong suggests her and Heiai to take part. On the other hand, Zuli has found Heiai, but she didn't meet him right away. Meanwhile, Tang Xuan's outfit is secretly ruined by some people. They didn't want her to compete in the festival. Tang Xuan couldn't hold herself because it was her first outfit she made. She cried while holding her clothes. Couldn't take it any longer, Tang Xuan decides to leave the changing room. Heiai couldn't stay still looking at her and intended to win the anime competition. Finally, the female anime cosplay competition begins. Heiai manages to go to the next round. The second round begins. This time, Heiai must come on stage with Tang Xuan, yet Tang Xuan is still nowhere to be found. Thus, Heiai tries to buy the time until they find Tang Xuan. It turns out that Tang Xuan is looking at him from upstairs. Suddenly, the banister is broken and Tang Xuan fell down. Neitada performs her magic to help her. Moreover, she also changes Heiai and Tang Xuan's outfit with her magic. It leaves the audience in amazement, and in the end, Heiai and Tang Xuan succeeds winning the competition.
你们还会变魔术啊？
比武我不知道。Heiai真帅，
快说，这到底是怎么？
江浩一，你快说！
Afterwards, they head to the changing room. However, the magic that Neitada puts on them is out of time and leaves them naked. Heiai gets slapped and kicked out of the room. After that, Heiai intends to take Zidong home, but he only take her to the station. After that, he goes to meet Tang Xuan, but he got slapped by her because he said something inappropriate. Heiai thinks the magic that bound her is lifted. After that, Heiai goes to someone's place. She is a woman called Jiran. She is like his sister. Moreover, she is also a teacher at the university where he is studying. At her apartment, Heiai remembers about his past with Zuli. Heiai and Zuli have been close since childhood. She used to mess up with him because she always got less mark than he did. Because he always got in trouble, he decided to yield to her. Since her mark was higher than his, Zuli stopped messing up with him. However, one day Zuli made a bet with him. She demanded him to go with her to United States if he got lower score than hers. Didn't want to go abroad. Heiai decided to study hard so that he didn't lose to her. Finally, the result came and his score was higher than Zuli's score. She was mad at him, thinking that he must be hating her. The scene switches to present time. Jiran, who has drunk, starts seducing Heiai, but she falls asleep on his lap. The next morning, Heiai goes to the campus. He meets Tang Xuan at the sports center. Apparently, he wants to make a bet with the sports club. Anyone who gets the highest score on exam will be the winner, and the loser has to fulfill the winner's wish. They are enraged and finally accept his challenge. Heiai starts preparing himself by studying hard. That night, the rain is pouring down heavily. Through the window, Heiai saw Zuli outside. He gets down and approaches her. She looks frightened. She cried and immediately hugs him. Finally, the examination will be held today. Heiai looks tired from that night incident, and when the exam result comes out, he is surprised to see his name on the top position. Winning the bet, he asks Tang Xuan to change his clothes and give her clothes to wear for 2 weeks. She is surprised that he did this for her to get confident with her hobby. Heiai is walking at the corridor when suddenly 2 kids pushed him. Behind them is Lin Yuan. Lin Yuan claims they are his son and daughter. Heiai is surprised to hear that. Heiai asks the kids to wait outside as he still has some business to take care. Heiai starts questioning the matter to Neitada. She explains that it can happen because of magic. Suddenly, Heiai's children got lost. One of them has been found by Zidong, while the other one is messing around, causing Heiai in trouble. Fortunately, they both get caught safely, and Heiai follows them to Lin Yuan's house. Lin Yuan got scolded by her parents, but she asks her to stop. Hae acts like a real father for the kids. Lin Yuan's mother goes out and leaves Hae and Lin Yuan alone. Hae begins imagining strange things. Suddenly, Hae got a call from Zidong asking him to go to the amusement park. On the other hand, Lin Yuan asks him to take the kids to the amusement park. Hae is hesitant for a while because he had promised Zidong, but because he cannot stand his children, he finally agreed to her request. Hae intended to call Zidong to cancel their date, but he changed his mind. He determines to handle both at once. The next morning, his plan begins. At first, Hae enjoys his time with Lin Yuan and the kids. After that, he goes to meet Zidong. Because of an incident, Zidong kissed Hae. After that, Hae continued proceeding his plan. On the way, he meets Yi Zhengdong and Tang Xuan. Yi Zhengdong is Hae's friend from middle school. Suddenly, Zidong calls him. At a loss for what to do, Hae asks Tang Xuan to meet Zidong, while Hae returns to meet his kids. This time, Hae takes part in the children parents competition to get a free meal voucher. Hae easily wins the competition and makes his kids happy. In short, they have enjoyed family time, but Hae is caught by Tang Xuan and Zidong. They question him and ask him to explain everything. Hae tries to find out about Lin Yuan's father, and he begins investigating her past. However, he only gets a little information about it. Then he decides to go to the police office to get further information. Finally, he gets home and finds his parents in dismay. It turns out that Zuli is going to come to their house. Zuli arrives and immediately pulls him into his bedroom. She wants to spend the night with him. Hae hides in the bathroom until she falls asleep. The next morning, Hae obtains several phone numbers, which one of them is likely to be Lin Yuan's father's phone number. He tries to call those numbers until he finally gets to reach Lin Yuan's father. He is shocked to find out that he is not her biological father. When he tries to meet Lin Yuan's mother, he heard the conversation about her biological father that apparently had passed away. An old woman informed him about Lin Yuan's parents' past life. Lin Yuan's father passed away since long when he was fulfilling his duty. That time, Lin Yuan hasn't been born yet. Her mother got married to a man whom became Lin Yuan's stepfather now, but his parents didn't agree to their marriage, so that he got kicked out from their house. He had to divorce Lin Yuan's mother if he wanted to come back. For some reason, he decided to divorce Lin Yuan's mother. Knowing this fact, Hae is annoyed and decides to stop reconciling Lin Yuan and her father. However, Hae finally understands and determines to meet Lin Yuan with her father. Suddenly, Lin Yuan gets an accident. Lin Yuan's stepfather heard the news and rushed to the hospital. Apparently, the one got the accident isn't Lin Yuan, but Hae instead. Finally, Lin Yuan manages to see her father again after a long time. Because her wish has been granted, the magic that bounds her is lifted. It also causes Hae to bid farewell to his children. Hae is finally discharged, but he still has bad luck about women. Hey, thank you for staying all the way till the end. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. It takes only a second, but it means everything to us. Have a great day and see you next time.